The natural world does not originate from numbers, but from the consciousness of the generator of life. The golden ratio, measuring the immeasurable. God, Satan, used mathematics to falsify the infinite. The natural dimension, the world, was not built with numbers. It was generated by the consciousness of the generator of life, without calculation, without exact symmetry, without measurements. But God, Satan, as simulator and falsifier, created an illusory mathematical system to give a finite form to what is infinite. Stones may resemble geometric figures, but no two are perfectly identical, as they are not produced by machinery. Snowflakes are unique. Not one is the same as another. Trees, plants, flowers, and fruits have similar shapes, but never perfectly identical ones. Fractals and natural imprecision. Fractals repeat the same image infinitely across different scales. Even if you magnified them endlessly, you would never see an atom. This suggests that their creation does not follow precise measures or calculations, and that the atom itself does not exist. The great design of the generator of life. Whoever generated these forms did not use numbers or exact measures. The great design of the generator of life, being infinite, absolute, and inviolable, is immeasurable. The golden ratio, the number that deceives. The so-called golden ratio, phi 1.618, and the Fibonacci sequence are tools created to transform nature into a coded, repeatable, and predictable structure. In truth, they are not laws of nature. They are codes imposed on matter to make it appear controllable. The Fibonacci sequence and the control of matter. The sequence 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13 does not come from nature. It is a network of mental and material control. It turns the spiral into a predetermined cycle. It introduces the concept of measurable growth and connects to the concepts of cross, pole, and rotation. Every sum in the sequence always reduces to the numbers 1 through 9, forming the numerical code of the system of control over matter. Phi, the golden number, in code corresponds to the seal of degeneration. The symbol phi holds hidden meanings. The number 1 represents primogeniture, the generative force. 618, when summed, becomes 15, and then reduced, since it must not exceed 10, to 6, symbol of the structure of matter. Phi is also the initial of physics, understood as the system of falsifying reality. God, Satan, did not create nature. He created a numerical replica of it to simulate and imprison human perception within measurements and calculations, turning what is infinite into something finite and controllable. The spiral is a symbol of infinity and points to the beyond of the life generator. It is a cyclical representation of life, often associated with the afterlife. Pine cones, seashells, sunflowers, tornadoes, and even the movement of water in the Coriolis affect all display spiral structures. However, by linking it to the golden ratio and the Fibonacci sequence, God, Satan, emptied it of its original meaning. The spiral, turned into a sign of pre-existence no longer tied to life, was associated with the place from which consciousnesses incarnate, and from which God, Satan, also originates. Thus, a symbol of infinite life was reduced to a code of falsification. The Parthenon, a classical symbol of divine proportion, was built on the golden ratio. The term Parthenon means room of the virgins, implying separation and corresponding to the numerical value 2 of virginity. The temple itself represents separation, as the word temple comes from the idea of dividing, separating. Since God, Satan, cannot present falsehoods without leaving clues, this indicates that such knowledge itself separates one from the generator of life.